from New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Ebro in the morning. Laura Stiles, Jordan out again.
Thank you.
Looking amazing. What are those?
No. My name's Rosenberg. Rosenberg. Peter Rosenberg. At Rosenberg Radio. That's what I'm going to start doing from now on.
What are those?
These are denim dunks.
Oh, so they're supposed to look like that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to. I know what you're trying to do.
No. I thought maybe you wore them out and they were afraid. Anyway,
No.
Rob Stone, Fader Magazine in the building.
Yes, sir. Hey,
You should focus on your parachute pants right now. Not worry about me.
On my fatigues.
I mean, the cargo pockets is interesting thing to do.
Why was wrong with them?
No, nothing wrong with them. You can hold a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, there you go. They're cargo.
All right,
You
let's
can put
focus,
tater tots
guys.
in there. You keep all your tots.
Let's focus. Oh, my God.
How'd you get to anyway?
Rob Stone has a new book, Ebro.
That's what I just tried to do, and you distracted from it. And it's amazing. And guess who's on the front? Drake.
Drizzle.
Do you think Drake did a good job being on the front of this
Yo,
book?
honestly, I'll just say this. I feel that it was selfish the way he's on the book on the cover by himself.
So
You know
what would you have done differently with Drake on the cover? Because you know, Rob, if you don't know the inside joke, Rosenberg thinks he could have improved Drake's God's Plan video.
I didn't. You're changing the narrative.
You might be by yourself with that one.
Yeah, I know. I said that also. The public has spoken.
Yes.
And they seem to really like the God's Plan video.
Talk to the mic for me, Rob.
Sure.
Don't
And
forget.
people seem to be equally excited about the Fader Fort setting the stage book.
Well, what is this book for sale? Or is this
Book
just
is
for
for
like
sale.
VIPs only?
No,
What is this?
the book is for sale, limited run for sale. We did it out of passion of 15 years of amazing stage presence from artists, incredible artists, and from Kanye to Drake to Diddy getting up on stage to Amy Winehouse, like just some really incredible performances over the years.
Let me read an excerpt.
Okay.
From the Fader Fort Setting the Stage Coffee Table book. From its debut in 2002 as an offbeat hotel party to its current status as one of music's most coveted stages, the legendary Fader Fort has been introducing audience to new stars and artists to new friends. Now, 15 years and over 900 unforgettable performances later, the Fader commemorates one of the industry's most innovative events with never-seen-before concert photos, candids, and portraits taken only at the Fort.
It's actually a really good idea because you guys do every year. For people who don't know, it's South by Southwest. Fader Fort has become the sort of event where you can see big artists, you can see surprise performances, you see up and comers, you see a mix of them all.
Look at this. A young TDE.
Oh yes, Black Hippie Crew.
Wow. Look at that. Absol.
Rosenberg likes that photo because there's more than one person in it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
generous. It's Kendrick, of course. He's sharing with everyone.
Rob,
Whoa,
tell us about the
whoa,
Fader Fort, when it
whoa.
started. Who were the first people to perform
Joking,
at the
guys.
Fader Fort?
So great story. My my partner John Cohen started the Fader Fort.
Okay.
It started in a hotel room. We partnered with Levi's. Sherry Timmons over there was running kind of influencer marketing, and we just came up with the idea. Let's give these bands that are traveling around the country in vans clothes. Like, what do they need? They need clothes. They need their clothes washed. So
Yes,
we
they
just
do.
did that, and then we kind of moved to like a little bit bigger area, and actually one of the first groups to ever, it was more to sound check. We didn't invite people. At this point, South by Southwest was mainly at night, and we started kind of just letting bands sound check, and the Black Keys were one of the first bands to sound check. No one knew who they were, but like 50 of their friends showed up, and we just built up, built from there. We're like, this is a good idea. Let's get some beer. Let's hang out. And
Make a
watch
little
sound
scene.
checks.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
make a little show.
Let's talk South by Southwest. You guys are there again this year?
We will be, yes.
Fader Fort has maintained the ability to kind of, as Rosenberg put it, have this like independent vibe, as well as be something that I've noticed over the years at South by, as it's grown so much, right? Some events obviously are very hard to get into, right? Especially if you don't have registration, you don't have this, you don't have that. But somehow you guys have maintained this feeling where it feels like even kids that are just kind of out there trying to figure it out, they feel like they have access to. How hard is that to create that balance?
Yeah, it's a great question, but we work on that. And look, it's hard to fit so many people in, but we looked at the market, and you kind of see Coachella's and Bonnaroo's and these over-the-top festivals with 80, 90,000 people, and we're like, how do we create the opposite of that? How do we create, like you said before, an emerging act? We had Young M.A. at a 12 noon slot. Nobody knew who she was at the time, and she crushed it. She came back the next year after Ooh, and you know, she was amazing. So, you know, for us though, on that same stage, you could see Puff come out. You know, we had Usher come out. You know, Drake announced Summer 16 on that stage. So we just, you know, for me, it was always about my first concert was Run DMC at the Garden. Like, I'm fortunate. I was
At the Adidas joint with the Adidas in the Air joint.
It was Raising Hell. It was 1985, I think. But it was Timex Social Club. It was Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Run DMC. Incredible. And seeing artists on that stage in that environment, there's no energy like it. But then if you think back, like when I took Big on the road, when I was at Arista, and you saw Big and Craig Mack performing in front of 150 people in some dive bar in San Jose or Sacramento when we were taking them on the West Coast, and 10 people knew who they were, there's something so magical about that. And that's what we kind of recreate. And we don't, you know, we want the barriers between the fan and the artist to be broken down. We want the artist to feel really comfortable. So our stage our stage equipment and the sound is top notch. Like, we get it.
Do you feel over the last couple of years, you've heard magazines are dying, the business is changing, digital, IG, Facebook, and you guys obviously at Fader do all of those things as well. But you've also made, it feels like, a concerted effort to, like with this coffee table book, which is available, Fader Fort Setting the Stage, go pick it up. It feels like you've tried to maintain the integrity, I guess is the right word, and the interest in actually having something tangible, a book, a magazine, that not all media has been able to do. How are you maintaining that? Is that being appreciated? How hard is it?
It's again, another great question, Ebro. You're good at this stuff.
Hey, thanks.
But, you know, yeah, like we work really hard, and for us, you know, you think about it, photographs have become, in a sense, disposable. You know, you swipe right, it's on and it's gone, and we just feel this culture. This is a really important moment in culture. If you think of 2018. You know, for me personally, I look back, 1968 was a really important year, and there was a book that I was given about 1968, and it was seismic shifts in culture, you know, from Apollo 8, if I'm going too far.
Keep going.
Apollo 8 shot a picture of the Earth for the first time in its entirety, where you could see that the Earth was round. That was 1968. MLK assassination.
Some people still don't believe it.
Right.
By the way, the Earth is flat, you know,
right.
But whatever.
Okay, cool.
Why'd you look at Rosenberg when you said?
Because I knew he was going to do something if I said that.
I was like, wow.
But yeah, even you look at Tommy Smith winning the 200 meters with John Carlos in the fist. That happened in '68. So you look at the shift, and it's just like 40 years later, this is a really important year. There's a lot that's happened in the last 2 months in this year. And for us, we wanted to come out with this book this year feeling that there's a shift, that there's a voice of people, and it's got to be remembered. And it's like, you know, for us, our little part of it is that there's some great artists or iconic artists that deserve to be in print. And we see it. We've seen it our whole career printing the magazine. Serena Williams did our cover in between the Olympics and, you know, US Open. She wouldn't do that if we were .com. Like, hey, we want to do this photo. She wouldn't have had the time for it. But because it was print, it's permanent and it stays there.
So you feel like, are the advertisers getting this too? Because I know you guys work hand in hand with a lot of brands, and you know it's easy, and I see it a lot in our business where, you know, advertisers run after the shiny new object a lot, and I'm sure you guys have got baited or you know try to get pulled into chasing the newest thing, but the Fader and has always tried to stay true to culture, right, and be about culture more than commerce. How is that balance going?
I mean, it's going great. There are, to the credit of a lot of brands, and a lot of them are our partners, there are people that get it and brands that get it. And the ones that do are in on what we're doing. So, you know, for us, I worked for Clive Davis at Arista in the Bad Boy days. And Clive used to always say, I don't care how people get music, as long as we make hit records, they'll find my music. And that was his mission. He wanted to make quality, great music. And that's how we feel about what we're doing, especially with the artists we're working with. The fact that we have respect from these artists, from Damon Albarn, who wrote the introduction in the book, and Diddy, who talks about getting on stage at the Fader Fort in 2011, and introducing Little B, and Tyler running up on stage to be with Puffy, like Puff realized that was a moment for him, that he still could connect to this audience and that this new generation would understand what he was about, what he's done in his career.
That was a big one. That year was a big. I remember that one very well. That was a big deal.
Why Drake on the cover? Of all the artists that are in here, why Drake?
The book is a photography book. It didn't hurt that most people know who Drake is. You opened up right to the middle.
Well, he's right in the middle.
But it's we think one of the most beautiful photos that was taken. It was actually taken by an intern of ours, a 15-year-old intern, Ethan Holland.
Ethan, crushing the kid.
I mean, big moment for him, and it's just like an amazing, amazing photograph.
I mean, Sam Smith is in here.
Who's in the back? Is that Travis Scott?
That is Travis.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Travis's performance was berserko, as you can imagine.
I mean, his
Favorite
performances are
Always
still
is.
berserk.
amazing.
Rocky.
But you're right. The fans that come out are true music fans. But you see the artists put their guard down, and they're doing things like Kanye came and requested to be on the Fader Fort off of the Glow in the Dark tour back in 2009.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that well too.
So we brought him out. He was a different person. Like if you saw the Glow in the Dark tour, it was very structured. He loved being on stage with all his acts from Good Music and Erykah Badu and Common and Consequence.
And it was just like a loose
party.
Yeah.
Listen, make sure you go pick up this coffee table book. It is amazing to look at. It's also amazing, too, to be living. I mean, you look back, you see a young Migos in here, right? Like, you see them where they are today. So even if you don't want to enjoy or don't have an emotional connection to artists from, 10 years ago or 14 years ago, to see Amy Winehouse, right, in all her glory in here, and
all the way through to Miley, to Cardi B.
Yeah, man.
You guys have everyone in here. What year did Amy Winehouse perform at the Fader Fort?
07, it said.
2007. Solange and Dev Hines, like just amazing performances. We had Nas,
Davido,
and Damian Marley.
Afrobeat vibes.
Ross.
Don't get me into my Afrobeat talk. You guys want to do some Afrobeat talk right now?
You're talking to yourself, so the answer is yes.
Nah, you guys have been embracing international music culture for a long time too.
Yeah, I appreciate that too.
Is that are you starting to see in your world of brands and what you guys are doing more interest in that international music scene?
100%. I mean, look, for us, when I started in hip hop, we were spreading it across the country, right? And you were in Sacramento, like you would see pockets of coolness of hip hop, but you knew it was something special. Now you're seeing it all over the world, and you're seeing the influences from outside because these artists are traveling. Like Puff talks about it in the introduction in the book. He's like the first time he went to France, and he was one of probably the first rap artists to go to France. He's like, my biggest mission when I went to France was to show the rest of the world that hip hop is expensive. Like, we're not cheap. So he overdid everything, and he wanted it to be like Guns N' Roses, and and he kind of set the stage for artists coming up. But now when artists, you guys, Hot 97, you do your show in Japan.
Yeah.
You're spreading the culture, and Hot 97 is a global brand. It's not just because of what you do, but it's because of these artists and the power that they have on inspiring and influencing youth throughout the world.
Wow, Lou Reed.
So tight. And
Really
it goes beyond hip hop too, because I've seen you guys highlight Afrobeat artists, and I remember when I saw you guys did a story with J Balvin. This was early. I know how big he was because I know a lot of my girls that are a fan of his music, but I never thought that I would see him on Fader.
Yeah, I give all credit to, we have an incredible editorial team, and they're out there searching, and they, obviously a lot of artists send music into us. So we're seeing a lot of things first, but we're not really influenced by what's going on now, which we're always looking for. That's why it's also interesting that we did a book that kind of looks back, because even at the end of the year with the Fader, we never do like, here are the 10 best songs from the year. We're always looking at what's ahead for the next year, and kind of never really looking back. So this was really special for us. We feel it should be anybody who's a fan of hip hop should have one. I think we probably should also give your audience like some type of discount if they order it at the.
What did they say?
Discount talk? Because these books are expensive.
Yeah, these books are great too.
Hold up now. Hold up.
Should we do? What would be good? Do we do like?
I mean, look.
Ebro?
If you go, where do you buy from? Where's the best place to buy?
Shop.thefader.com.
Shop.thefader.com. So who's going to manage this discount code?
I think we could make up the discount code right now with.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just going to make sure it's not you, it's somebody more responsible than yourself. Because after this interview's over, right, if it doesn't get put in the system, it reflects negatively on us.
Right. That's a very good point.
So is there anyone here who's more responsible than
Probably
you?
Claire or Katie.
I'm glad you said that, because
Yes.
Claire's absolutely more responsible
Yes.
than you, which is why she's the superstar and
That's
you're
right.
not.
Yep.
So Claire, I think the discount code should be, or Katie, you also. This is our first time meeting, so I'm sure you're a superstar as well. Ebro, what do you guys think about that?
It's shocking that you would go with that.
Yeah, but it's easy.
What about
EBRO.
the beautiful Laura Styles?
That's-
I was
long.
thinking that. That's what I was thinking. It's long.
At least that way, what?
We gotta have a
Ebro's
number.
4
What's the discount?
Why don't we go?
You gotta go the number after Ebro. That's how they do
What do you
it.
think? Ebro and a number.
Oh, let's see.
Don't crush me, Ebro.
What about the number 30,000? 30,000% off.
No,
That
no,
work?
that's not how.
possible.
That's not
23 photographers, 15 years.
Oh, there you go. That's a good number.
15?
Hey, what do you think about that? Ebro 15.
30.
Let's bump it to 20.
Whoa!
Let's bump it to 20.
Ebro
I tried to
20.
go 30.
Yeah, I
No,
lowballed.
Ebro,
Wow.
Ebro's for
I
the
was going to say
people.
97% off.
Whoa.
Lit. No, just
Laura,
kidding.
that is amazing.
Whoa.
Not Ebro 20 is good.
He just
Ebro
said
20
we're
is
about
good.
the culture.
Ebro 20.
All right, cool.
there it is. You guys get a discount. This is an amazing book.
This
a
is
great
really
gift.
dope,
really
man.
good.
And just something
There's
that
the Cardi B shot.
Yep, this is the Cardi B
early
picture.
Cardi B.
Yeah, should I take
Last
it?
year. No, last year.
Last year. but
Everything's
that's-
early Cardi B.
Guess what? That's early
Today
Cardi
is
B.
early
That
Cardi
is
B.
Cardi B.
Yeah.
Early.
Yo, Rob, great to see you, sir. Thanks for all the work you guys do
Congrats,
at the
man.
Fader.
This is
Shout out
dope.
to the whole team at the Fader. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Also, pick up some of this amazing merch. Cool story, guys. See this blue one that I have? Rob made a concerted effort to bring a red one, an actual Redskins red one for Rosenberg. And guess who took it? Before Rosenberg could get here.
You're such a snitch.
Wow.
It's just my size. That's the only reason I picked it up and took it.
Oh, well then good. I'm glad you took it. You wouldn't want. I don't want
What
to wear
size is it?
It's the same size as the blue one that you have.
Exactly.
Oh, yo, Laura, that was so
Laura was
different
slick.
level piece of shit.
Yo.
And Ebro, you see how I believed it?
Yes.
My gut reaction is still to believe she's a good person. So I was like, oh, no problem. It was your size.
She
of
didn't know.
course.
She didn't know.
She absolutely knew. They were all three laying on the couch. There's one XL and two larges.
I think I'm just going to take this one.
Wow. Well,
And
thank you.
by the way, he specifically brought that one because you're a Redskins fan.
Well, Laura-
he's a Jets fan.
Laura,
no,
I'll bail you out
I
because
thought he
it's,
brought it because he knew that
not
red was
quite
my favorite
Redskins.
color.
I'll bail you out because it's not burgundy, so it's fine.
Okay, deal.
Close.
But
I think
I'm,
blue,
but I'm
blue would look
watching
nice.
you.
You and Ebro could both.
But yeah,
wear
we'll
the
wear it
blue.
together.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Beautiful. Tonight.
No.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.